Yo guys, how's it going? We are back for another episode of our Norwich career mode. A new year, a new episode. Let's see what we can do today, boys. We have ourselves 2 games in today's episode. We've got a game against Leeds and a game against Chelsea. We'll have to see how we can do today. Obviously, I haven't played this game in a while now, so it's going to be a bit of a learning curve again before we get straight back into it. But only a few games left of the season. Currently still bottom of the table, but we have been picking up some points recently, and hopefully we can pick up another 7 on Leeds starting today, even though they have got a game in hand on. Hopefully win today. That'll gain us some extra points away from them, or closer to them, shall I say. So let's get into this game, see what we can do, boys. Actually, first we've got a press conference to attend. Let's see what they have to say. Do you think we could you can beat the drop? We won't stop fighting. Exactly. We have to keep fighting till the very end, even if we don't come off in the right. But can you get the your pride back? We'll do everything we can. Of course, we'll try and get everything we can in order before the end of the season and scathe that drop. And obviously, we're going to be ready for Leeds. As like I say, this is one of the most important games now, being as we now have to beat these to actually probably have a chance of actually staying up this season. So let's get into it. Let's see what we can do, boys. And here we are. It is against Leeds coming up next. Currently they are showing, I cannot remember that dude's name, but this is Divock Origi, I think. It is indeed. So hopefully the boys can get away with a win today. It'll be a very big 3 points if we can come away from a win. It is going to be difficult, like I say, because I haven't played the game in a few weeks now. But let's try and see what we can do. Away, we are away from home at Ellen Road. But let's get into it, boys. Do out there. We can try and whip a ball into the centre. It's a beautiful cross, and Sargent, unfortunately, has managed to put that wide of the post with the header. But a decent first attempt in 5 minutes. Terribly, let's just put it that way. But here we go, first attempt from Leeds, and we're 1-0 down, 8 minutes in. I think, okay, it's Rodrigo. I thought it was Rafinha then, I'm not going to lie, but it's the first attempt at goal from Leeds, and of course, being as how this game goes, it has ended up in the back of the net. And there's not a lot I can do about that, to be honest. And that is exactly not how we like to start this game. Because, like I say, it is a very, very big game. And Gunn should be saving that. And he hasn't done so. It's a terrible effort at trying to make a save. And yeah, that is that. We're 1-0 down already, boys. Aaron's a little bit quicker there, but couldn't quite do so. And that ball is now into Bamford again. It's a space. And of course, from their second attempt at goal, it's going to be in the back of the net, isn't it? It's Bamford who is got at goal, 2 on target and 2 in the back of the net. What more can I do? That's all I can say in this situation. There is no point in playing the game when your keepers don't do anything. Like, you can see it in the games that we have played, because I have been back through a few of the games just to have going on. And like the Man City and the Liverpool games, what is the point when your keeper can't save shots? I don't get it. But it is what it is. We're 2-0 down in a very critical game of our season. And it looks like we're going down, boys. If someone can get themselves in behind here, and it's looking like Origi who is the man to do so. And he's reached the ball, but it's a poor header from him. And that ball is way over the bar. Only our second attempt at goal in the game. And it's a second headed effort. And it's again over the bar and wide of the post. Out wide, nobody marking him there. Jean-Louis should have been marking James, but he doesn't do so. And again, a good tackle this time. But again, nobody goes towards the ball quick enough. And that's in behind. And that is 3-0. What is the point? Hold up, that ball was smashed straight at Gunn there, and he did fuck all to save that. Bamford with his second goal of the game. But let's look at this shabby goalkeeping. Gunn, what are you doing here? I'm sorry, but that should never end up. In that position, that should be Gunn's ball all day long. How have you left that much space at your near post, my man? Holy mother of God. This is what we've got to put up with. We'll try and switch the play. Why not? Because at this point, I don't really care. And that is a beautiful ball as well. We'll whip it into the centre. It's another headed effort from Origi. And this time, it's gone out for a corner. Right then, so Archer to whip the ball into the box. It's a good cross. Omobadelli climbs for it, gets there. Sargent with a header, and it's a good save from Melier, who has turned it behind for another corner. But that's probably our best effort at goal so far, and probably our most dangerous, even though Sargent headed that with his nose and that kind of angle. But it's probably our best effort at goal so far. I think our most critical game of the season so far. And I really don't know what more to do, to be honest, because the keeper in this game, all three of the finishes they've had in the back of the net, I think he could have very easily saved. I'd let him off for the first goal. The first goal, I'll let him off. But the second two, not at all. Bamford's 2 goals should have been saved by Gunn, and it's not been good enough at all. Oh my God. We're 4-0 down. And it's another from something that shouldn't have went in the back of the net. That has been deflected in over Angus Gunn. I can't really blame him that much this time, I'm not going to lie. But to be fair, let's just watch where this happens. The deflection... Okay, the deflection happens pretty much as he dives for the ball. But... I don't know. Like I say, it's a thing that I can't control because I haven't asked him to try and block that in that way. So again, it's not something I can sort, but it is what it is. As we'll try and play this ball over to Origi. He has got it, but there's not a lot he can do with it at this point, and he has nearly gave the ball away. Luckily, Sargent's managed to collect it. We'll spread the ball out to Max Aarons, who's managed to keep the ball in just. We'll play it inside now to Norman. Now it's off to Sargent, and it has came to Archer. I wasn't expecting it to. We'll play it out to Sargent again. This time it's ended up in the back of the net. 61 minutes in. It's took us to go 4-0 down for us to pick up a goal. But it is the man Sargent who has managed to get himself the goal. Who else would it be at this point? Because this man is the only man putting in performances for this side. And it's another goal for him, and he thoroughly deserves it the way he's been playing this season whenever he's got the chance. And he's assured it again today. It's 4-1, but at the end of the day, it's another decent performance from Sargent. 74th minute. It's a second... Oh, no, it isn't. It's Shackleton that's bagged this one. I thought that was going to be a second goal for Rodrigo. Apparently not, but it's another goal for him. Very nicely done. Well, it's another goal for Leeds, shall I say. It's the second hammering we've had from Leeds this season. Not a lot I can do at this point, though. Spreads it out wide straight away to Max Aarons, who, like I said, I think has been probably our best defender in this game so far. Omobadelli has obviously done his business like he has been doing, but Jean-Louis gives the ball away, and he's been absolutely hammered by Dan James in this game, and that could be, and it should have probably been 6-1 there. Unfortunately for them, Rafinha has got that header horribly wrong. A very, very comfortable loss right now. Well, it is going to be a comfortable loss either way, but at the end of the day, we've got Max Aarons on the ball at the minute, playing the ball forward to Divock Origi. Oh, no, it isn't. I took him off for Campbell. What am I on about? We can play the ball in. Beautiful cross, and it's Sargent with his second. We'll play the ball out here. We'll give it a little bit of a celebration. 5-2. It's his second goal of the game. Like I said, Sargent, the only man in this team that has actually contributed attacking-wise, I think, this season, and actually done his job in most games and looked the most threatening for us, and he's bagged himself a second for today. But there's not a lot more I could have done today, to be honest. It's been poor keeping that has been on display for our side for most of the season so far. But I don't know what more to say. 5-2. Omobadelli to Norman, who can play the ball out. Okay, that's not the pass I wanted, but it's the pass I've got. Tyrese Campbell collects the ball nicely. We'll dink it inside, and it's to an offside Archer. And I don't want more. Wait, was Archer not offside there? Archer wasn't actually offside there. I messed that up horribly. Where we are in the table, but because of where Leeds are as well, that's 3 points away from our relegation fight. That's 3 points away from safety now. No, that's 6 points away from safety now. An extra 6 points, which is just... I don't know what more to say. It was all spanned from poor goalkeeping. in that first half, and Sargent put in a good shift in the second, but he just wasn't quite... Well, to be fair, it wasn't him so much, it was just more the creativity in the side was not at its peak level today, and it showed. 5-2 loss, 2 goals, very nicely taken by Sargent. We had a couple of extra attempts that we couldn't quite get right, and like I say, poor goalkeeping. 2 of their 3 first half goals should not have ended up in the back of the net. And their second half ones, I cannot really remember much about them. But yeah, what more to say? I don't know. No, Rodrigo's should have been saved as well. So 3 out of the 3 goals that went in today shouldn't have went in. But hey-ho, here we are. We've lost 5-2 and that is what it is. And here we are, post-match interview now for that game. It was quite a performance from Sargent, but he couldn't do it on his own. Exactly. That's exactly how this game has gone and most of this season as well. He can't do it on his own. We have to defend as a team. Very nicely said, but apparently that's downgraded the team. I don't really give a shit, but maybe we lack a bit of self-belief. We definitely do at the minute. It's not good enough, and Sargent's the only man putting in work, to be honest. And here we are, boys, for our second and final game of today's episode against Chelsea. And after a 5-2 loss to Leeds, I don't see this one going much better either. But it is what it is. We'll get into the game, see how it goes, and hopefully we can just do something right today. Here we are, boys, for this game against Chelsea. Timo Werner, who has scored 3 in his last 3 games. Doesn't sound much like him in a real life, but... We'll let it go. But here we are, back at home, back at Carrow Road. Let's see what the boys can do against a very strong Chelsea side today. We'll play it inside now. That wasn't great, but we've still managed to get the ball. It's with Archer. Plays it off to Tyrese Campbell. We'll spread it out nicely to Jean-Louis, who dinks it into the box. It's a good cross, and Origi has headed that one over the bar. Our first effort at goal, I'm pretty sure, and it was not a bad attempt either, to be fair. We're looking a lot better today. We'll play it off now to Archer, who has managed to collect it. It's with Campbell again, who again spreads it out wide to Jean-Louis. We can dink it back inside. It's the same routine. This time, Origi gets his head to it and puts it in the back of the net. That is the kind of performance we need. This is the kind of result we need. And that is beautiful football. The same routine twice in a row. This time it's a little bit of a better header from Origi. It wasn't looking like going in, I'm not going to lie. I thought Mendy had got that, but instead he's only tipped it onto his post and it's found its way into the back of the net after hitting the post. It's not a good header at all from Origi. It's just poor goalkeeping from Mendy, to be honest, or just not quite good enough from Mendy. And we've managed to get ourselves 1-0 in the lead against Chelsea. In a game I assumed that we were going to be absolutely battered in. And right now, we're doing very well. I'm not going to lie. We are doing very well. It's a lot better than I assumed we'd be doing. We're currently 1-0 up. And I don't know how we lost 5-2 in the game against Leeds if we're winning this one against Chelsea. I really don't. But we have got a lot of space in this centre out, and we can try and attack through it or exploit it a little bit. Origi keeps it very nicely. It's currently with Aarons. We'll play it in now to Norman, who can play it off to Tyrese Campbell. Spread it out wide to Cantwell. He's got some space. It's a poor effort at goal. A very poor effort. We can bag a goal right at the end here, it'll be beautiful. And oh, it's a shot, but it's over the bar after a deflection. It is another shot from Origi that has put that in. But unfortunately for us, it hasn't ended up in the back of the net. And right now, I'm assuming it's going to be dead honest that we're winning this game. I'm hoping. Against Chelsea here, a 1-0 win. And a thing that I've got to get used to doing on this game, where when I've got that first goal, especially with this side at the minute, how well we're not playing, let's put it that way, when we're playing against either a more difficult side or just whatever side we are playing, play the game a bit slower. Just try and build up a little bit slower. There's no rush to get in front. There's no rush to get goals. As long as we get the goal, that's the point of thingy, and especially when we get into the lead. When we get into the lead, we don't seem to be very well at keeping that lead. So when we get into the lead, definitely take your time. Like we did in that second half, you wouldn't have seen a lot of action from that second half because I was being very protective over that ball. I was playing the ball around the back quite a bit. Not for the fact that I wanted to be boring, just for the fact that I wanted the build-up play to be a little bit slower. Wait for the gaps to open up for us, not trying to rush and open gaps for ourselves. I was waiting for the gaps to open up for us, and that nearly paid off right at the end of that game, where we had a decent effort from Origi to bag himself his second, just couldn't quite do it. And honestly, the whole way, even in that first half where we were rushing our chances a little bit, we played so well. And look at that from a block from Rudiger that stopped their side going 2-0 down. But it didn't matter because we've still got the 3 points here against Chelsea. We were at home and it's a beautiful 3 points for us. I'm very happy, delighted in fact. Beautiful performance. Let's go. Right then, post-match interview. Let's have a look. Did that game seem like the game of two halves? So you have to be strong in both parts of the game. Every player did his job. Why didn't we I know why we didn't threaten, and that's because I didn't make them. But yeah, I don't really care about threatening in the second half. At the end of the day, we played well enough to get through that game and get ourselves the 3 points. So you can't really say anything. But you really turned things around. How? It's always hard work. We were better prepared for today. At Norwich City, we pride ourselves on resilience. Let's go with that. Try and give the boys a little bit of a booster. And are you happy with how things went today? We have to build from being solid defensively. That's exactly what we have to do, especially at the minute. And we did very well with that today. I'm proud. Right then, boys, so at the end of today's episode, we are now currently sat just 6 points behind safety with 8 games left of the season. And currently, one of them next games, literally the very next game, is going to be against Brighton, who do have a game in advance against us. But at the end of the day, if we can come out with 3 points from that game, and I know I said that in the last episode about Leeds, but 3 points in this game would be an absolute belter for us. Even more than that Leeds game, if anything, just for the fact that that gains us 3 points against the people that are already at the bottom of the table. It would be beautiful to see, but at the same time, we have ourselves the next game against Burnley, who are currently sat 15th. So 2 very winnable games in the next episode. Coming down that home stretch of this first season. Let's see what the boys can do in that episode. Probably put out that same starting 11 because they played so well in that last game. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do leave a like. Subscribe if you are new. And I'll catch you in the next episode, boys.
Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I'll just plot a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps